The Qur'an versus the Bible. Al-Qurthubi once narrated a fascinating story from Yahya ibn Akhtam, set in the golden age of the Abbasid Caliphate, during the reign of the wise and inquisitive Caliph Al-Ma'mun. One day, Al-Ma'mun attended a gathering where a well-dressed Jewish man caught his attention. The man's clothes were fine, his face radiant, his fragrance pleasant, and when he spoke, his words flowed with grace and intelligence. Everyone was impressed by his eloquence. After the gathering ended, Al-Ma'mun called the man over. "Are you from the children of Israel?" asked the Caliph. "Yes," replied the man. "Then embrace Islam," said Al-Ma'mun warmly. "If you do, I will reward you generously. I'll give you this and that." And he promised him many things. But the Jewish man politely declined. "This is the faith of my ancestor," he said, "and I cannot leave it." A year later, Al-Ma'mun was holding another gathering when the same man appeared again. But something was different. This time he had embraced Islam. Not only that, he spoke with deep understanding of Islamic teachings and discussed matters of jurisprudence with remarkable insight. After the session, Al-Ma'mun called him once more. "Aren't you the same person who came to me last year?" asked the Caliph. "Yes, I am," he replied. "Then what made you accept Islam?" Al-Ma'mun inquired. The man smiled and began to share his story. "After I left you last year," he said, "I decided to test the three great religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. People have always said I have a fine handwriting, so I used that to perform an experiment. First, I wrote 3 copies of the Torah, but I added a few things and removed a few others. Then I took them to the synagogue. The rabbis examined my work, and they bought all 3 copies without noticing the changes. Next, I did the same with the gospel. I wrote 3 copies, adding and removing words here and there, then brought them to the church. The priest read through them, and they too bought all 3. Finally, I wrote 3 copies of the Qur'an. Again, I added some words and omitted others. Then I took them to the scholars and publishers who worked with Quranic manuscripts. They opened the pages, examined them carefully, and the moment they saw the alterations, they immediately threw them aside and refused to buy them. It was then that I realized something extraordinary. This book, the Qur'an, is truly protected. No one can change it, not even a single letter, without being discovered. That's when I knew this was the truth. And that, he said, is why I embraced Islam. Tafsir Al-Qurthubi, 5/10.